welcome back, you guys. Your boy Rom. You're back with another JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reaction, special reaction. I was reading the comments and I seen, as I was just about to start part three, I seen somebody in the comments, Braden. It's always Braden. He told me that it's tradition to watch this video, which was called, I think it's what, Hamon Beats Araki Forgot or Forget, something like that, part one and two. And it's tradition that you watch this after every part that you finish. So we did in fact finish part one and two together. So I guess, you know, if it is tradition, I will follow the tradition and follow suit, and I will do this. I'm not really sure what it is, to be completely honest. Maybe it's like things you forgot in the manga that differs from the anime, or maybe that's how it is. I don't really know what it is, but I guess this is and I guess in a way saying like this is the excitement of it all, not knowing what to expect. You get what I mean? Not knowing what to expect and going right into it blind as fuck. Right? So yeah, you guys can thank Braden for this reaction, right? So let's get on into it. And then after this, I promise it's part three. Just thank Braden why it's taking so long. All right. If you guys enjoyed this reaction today, please like, comment, subscribe, follow my socials, join my Discord, and turn on the post notification bell. Here we go. Hamon Beats. Araki Forgets. Let's go.
Welcome to the first part of my new series where I will be debunking Araki Forgot.
Okay.
I've collected a large number of these from people online, and some are so absurd to me that I'll be showing them on screen, just so you know I'm not making these up.
Okay.
I wanted to go part by part for this series, but it isn't exactly possible for part one. Bring up things.
Oh wow, look at JoJo and Dio. Look at them. Holy shit.
So I'll be focusing on the first two parts in this video. Feel free to leave whatever you want to see later in the comments so I can cover whatever I miss at a later time. In part 1, Will Zopelli demonstrates Hamon by punching a frog.
Right.
Frog unharmed
and destroying the rock. Yep, I remember.
Many people point out that this is seemingly contradicted by Caesar in part 2. Stone. However, this is not the case.
Oh.
This is a wonky translation in the common anime subs.
Okay.
In the manga translation, you can see that Caesar is specifically talking about the pillar men themselves.
Oh.
As long as they are stone.
Okay. All right. I got it.
Using the frog as a conduit to transfer the force of his punch to break the rock.
Okay.
While Caesar could definitely break the stone, it would have little effect. This is supported by the fate of Santana, who is still alive despite being broken apart in his stone form. Caesar himself also witnessed
I understand.
that men will absorb whoever touches them while they're made out of rock.
Right.
Another
this is true.
of Hamon people seem to think Araki forgot is the healing. In part 1, Will meets a man who uses Hamon to heal people.
Okay.
He also uses Hamon to heal Jonathan's broken arm.
He did.
For some reason people keep saying this is forgotten, when really it has no other opportunities to be used. Healed Caesar or Loggins.
Please don't show the scene.
Can just bring people back from the dead. I fail to see the logic in bringing this up. In part 1, Dyer manages to spit a Hamon-infused rose at Dio while he holds the severed head.
Yeah.
People ask how he is able to use Hamon, which is based on breathing, while he has no lungs. You do not need to be breathing at all times to have Hamon stored in your body. For example, Jonathan was still able to use Hamon underwater after getting a quick breath of air.
I remember this.
And blood still flows in your body even when you're not.
Even when you're not breathing. Yep.
He had his body frozen, which halted his blood flow. His head was still not frozen, so he was able to use the small amount of Hamon he had left to infuse the rose. A minor moment in part 1 is when Speedwagon uses his body heat to try and help Zopelli's frostbite.
That was the only thing he got.
I think this is a supernatural ability, despite him explaining that he learned it while traveling the world. One of the strangest things I've seen is a group of people who say Araki forgot about George Joestar's ring. George looked at it as he was dying, which makes the police officer bring up the story of George letting Dario go free.
Right.
Over 100 people apparently think this was meant to come back in some way after George gives Jonathan the ring. The ring is really just there for Jonathan to remember his father by when he looks at it during the fight with Dio. But apparently that isn't good enough. George actually only tells Jonathan to take it in the anime, so maybe people just assumed a larger emphasis was being placed on it from there.
That's
I really
interesting.
get why some people are so particular about this small detail. A
Mm-hmm.
recurring example people try to use as an Araki forgot is whenever there's a minor character who appears for a short time.
Right.
In part 1, the example would be the young boy character Poco. Poco was an extremely minor character who is really only relevant for one
So what
fight.
do you mean? They want him to
It's the
come back?
second arc where he starts as a coward and eventually becomes brave and helps Jonathan. After
Mm-hmm.
this, his sister is rescued. I
Right.
really have no idea why people would want him to come back, since he really has nothing left to do.
No, like no significance.
After
Yeah,
his defeat,
I understand.
Santana entered a rock-like state to save himself. The Speedwagon Foundation kept him underneath lights so that he would be
So he would
unnoticed.
never come
A
back.
lot of
Yeah.
people seem to think this is a plot hole, and it would imply Santana would return later. Really, he's written off as
What?
somewhat of a joke panel, so I really don't see how people expected this. At the end of the day, Santana is such a non-threat to Joseph that he probably just dispatched him off screen. A small one that I've seen brought up a surprising amount of times is asking what happened to Joseph's clackers. This is a prime example of people literally just not paying attention in the slightest, since the clackers were broken by Wired Beck. When Santana is first introduced, Stroheim names him after the winds of Mexico. Later
Mm-hmm.
on, Wemu can be seen referring to him by the same name.
The
This
winds
is
of
after he
Mexico.
overheard Santana's fate from the Nazis, so he must have heard the name there. The way Wemu
Mm.
refers to him also seems to imply that he never had a name to begin with. Cars also refers to him by name during the scene when Stroheim returns. Stroheim mentioned
Mm.
Santana a few moments earlier. Cars would obviously know
I don't know. He was pretty strong to me.
he's the only other pillar
Pretty
member,
strong to
but
me.
would refer to him as Santana since that is the only name Joseph and Stroheim know him by.
Mm-hmm.
Another annoying thing people bring up is the motivation of Strayzo. After growing old, he became jealous of Dio's immortality and decided to betray Speedwagon and steal the mask.
He said
People
that.
say that this conflicts with his previous actions, when he trained Lisa Lisa and gave her the red stone. Strayzo was the one to raise Lisa Lisa.
I
Talking
mean,
childhood. Lisa Lisa
people change, no?
laments that Strayzo eventually lost his mind, which clearly occurred after he had begun to
I'm like,
age.
yeah,
Obviously,
which makes sense.
Strayzo would not be concerned about his aging until the signs started the show. He didn't
Mm.
finally go over the edge until he learned that there were multiple stone masks. Finally, an idea that a lot of people seem to bring up is that Araki forgot about cars.
What do you
I
mean?
don't understand why people would think this, since it was made very clear that Cars went insane and stopped thinking during his time in space.
Hey, they did say that.
That is everything I could find for parts 1 and 2. If there's anything else you want covered, leave it in the comments so I may address it in a later video. In the next video, we'll be going over some of the most common misconceptions.
Ah! I had to stop that right there. That was a scene that we seen, and I did not want them to show anything else. I didn't know what the fuck they was gonna show in that. I don't know what was next, but we're gonna stop it right there. That was very interesting. It wasn't, it wasn't a lot. I just feels like it was just common misconceptions. Like, I honestly, I feel like the things that stunned me the most was that you did in fact need lungs to breathe. You get what I mean? Because when he did do that rose trick, I was just like, in my head, I'm like, how did you do that? Like, how did you do that? Even down to when Jojo was breathing underwater, it was like, I remember when I seen that reaction, when we got up to the episode, and I think that was the pluck episode. When we got to that and he started doing that, I was like, in all actuality, in real life, that's just impossible. Like, you can't breathe underwater. So it's like, how they were making a scene was, you need to be able to breathe to produce hormone. But then at the same time, I did remember the blood flow, so it was like, in a way that kind of confused me. So I'm glad that I watched that to kind of clear that one up. What else did we see? We see Santana, Cars, the people, the people, and Strayzo. I mean, to be completely honest, there wasn't that much to there wasn't too much to that, to what they thought Araki forgot, or what they think he forgot. You know what I mean? I think everybody just has, a lot of misconceptions, a lot of thoughts of things that just don't make sense. And I mean, in all actuality, the show, some parts of the show don't make sense. So I honestly don't think people should really think that think too much into it, if you get what I mean. But yeah, that was interesting. It wasn't longer than I thought it would be. I honestly thought it was gonna be like a 10-minute video or something like that. No, it was like 6 minutes. It was like 6 minutes. So it is what it is. Thank you for Ooh, what the fuck? Thank you, Braden, for giving a suggestion. I'm glad you told me before I got to start part 3. Wouldn't want to miss this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, guess that's it. If y'all enjoyed this reaction today, please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my socials, join my Discord, and turn on post notification bell. Finally, the next part will be part 3. Again, you could thank Braden for that. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.